shoes. Sounds boring perhaps, but think about it. I'm going to ask you two questions. Why is it that players will spend hundreds of pounds searching out for a particular rubber that they like, and when they find it they'll keep on spending money out, another 35, 70 pounds, all for the perfect setup for them, the holy grail of table tennis? Yet when it comes to something like shoes, they'll only spend what, 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 pounds, and they'll expect those shoes to last 2, 3, 4 years. Seems a bit of imbalance. Doesn't make sense. I'll ask you a second question. What's more important to you? Your health, or the chance of that super race wonderful forehand loop drive that you hit maybe once out in a blue moon? Let's face it, if you get your equipment wrong, you're going to lose a point, maybe a game. You get your shoes wrong, you'll knacker your legs, heels, tendons, feet, and then what good is this? You can't use this when you're laid up in bed or in the hospital 6 or 7 weeks out because you wouldn't spend the money or choose the right shoes or the perfect setup. Please post below what's more important to you, shoes and your health, or the perfect setup. So with that in mind, we're going to do something different, and we're going to consider something other than table tennis rubbers, bats and blades. Instead, we're going to go for these shoes, or in this case Asics Gel-Hunter 2s. Now I must admit, until recently I fell into that category of people who'd spend lots of money on equipment testing and trying it out, but I've changed. And why? Well, to give you a little bit of history about my background in shoes, to put this test into some type of perspective, just put them there. I came to table tennis from a background, first of all in tennis, where I played for about 2 years, and then about 16 years playing badminton. And the type of shoes that I had in badminton were Prince NF1s, as you can see them here, and they were a lovely little shoe. High-tech squash was another one that I used, and generally badminton or squash shoes, and they always came with some type of support, some type of cushioning. And then after about 2, 3, 4 years of table tennis, because I carried on with those shoes into my table tennis career, I started reading around onto actual equipment and realised that lateral movement was more the thing with the table tennis shoe, moving from side to side, whereas with badminton there'd been a lot of jumps, a lot of shock on the knees, a lot of lunging forward and pushing back off again. And I started taking interest in what type of shoe table tennis ones were. And after doing some research on the internet, I came across the Steel Wasp shoe. Now, for me, and I'm not saying Steel Wasp is a bad shoe, because I know lots of websites review them, and lots of players, I spoke to a couple just last week, who said that it was the best shoe that they ever used. But for me, they were just so hard and so flat, didn't give me any arch support, any cushioning. And after just a couple of weeks of wearing them, tendons were sore, feet were sore, knees were sore. And that's probably not helped by the fact that my home venue is in a utility hall at a church. So we've got a concrete floor with a vinyl or a lino surface covering over it. So when you're actually moving around on that particular floor, it's hard on the feet. And I ended up giving them away. And I went back to badminton shoes, and these are the current shoes that I'm using. And these are high-tech force system, you'll see that on the heel, and they are a badminton shoe. The reason I got them is because of the cushioning that you get inside, that arch support and the cushioning for the foot. But times have caught up with me, and these shoes, if you look closely, they're coming away there. Importantly for me, and I think it's on the right shoe, so I do more lunging with my right shoe because I'm right-handed. If you just have a look in there, you can see how the actual insole has lost that cloth material type top. And the bad thing about that is, over time, my foot rubs up and down on that and ends up getting blisters, even through the socks. It's also uncomfortable and quite noticeable. But the final thing that made me get rid of these was this. And I don't see if you can see it. Yeah, can you just see close up? The actual material there is tearing, and if that comes away while I'm playing, my foot's going to lose its support and I don't want to turn my ankle. So, to be fair to these, I've had them well over a year, and I play between 3 and 6 hours a week, so that's good wear out of these shoes, and they were pretty comfy, so I've no gripes about them. But I thought I would invest in some hopeful table tennis shoes, and I did some research on the internet, and 2 pairs came up. That's the Mitsuno Wave and these Asics Gel-Hunter 2s. Now these are described as a handball shoe, and I wasn't quite sure whether to get them, but when I looked at the description on the website, they were described as being capable of being played with table tennis and badminton, so that's a perfect combination for me should I want to try badminton again. And the Mitsuno Waves I couldn't find in my size, certainly not in the UK. These were on sale, cost me £40. Emphasis on they cost me £40 that I actually bought these. They weren't provided by any shops or Asics. They've got no involvement, so this review is actually my review of them, and it's not tailored to any manufacturer or supplier's requirements. Okay, let's have a look at them in more detail then, shall we? Hopefully we'll find out that they meet all my criteria, which are light, comfortable, good cushioning, degree of flexibility but not too much, good grip, and good manufacturing qualities. Time will tell. Let's see.